Oh, hello. Welcome to Landria Anka on YouTube. Here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. Do you remember those old no, you probably don't. You're probably too young. The programs where the camera would be on and you'd interrupt somebody by the fireplace who would read you a great story, right? On television. The old programs. Well, we're back to the Master Key System. And, oops, probably should not hit the camera. This really, it's sort of funny because it's like we always get what we need, right? So many of you say, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I needed to hear. We are one consciousness. And I'm not just picking up on the consciousness, I'm picking up on things that you are sending to me via your desires and thoughts and whatever is going on in your life. We're actually sharing that energy. So it really isn't like, oh my gosh, what a coincidence. How's that happening? We're one thing. I'm going to talk about that in the next video, but I want to talk about the Master Key System by Charles F. Haanel, who, by the way, way before his time, this book was banned, and it's been read by people like Warren Buffett, Gates, you name it, all of, all the, Silicon Valley people, I heard that some major actors, although that doesn't say a lot, I'm sure, but I'm sorry, I have to get my coffee. And so a lot of people have read this. It was banned by the church because it was so powerful, and what it basically tells you is you're in control. You operate as the universe, and the church didn't want anybody to know that. They wanted you to think that they were in control. I'm not saying religion's bad. I'm just saying that, any power position can be misused. And it's always nice when you're at the top and everybody else is working for you and they think that, you are the be-all, end-all. Well, that's changed, hasn't it? We all know that that's just not the case. We all wield equal power. So I'm going to go in. I just did a video on that everything has power, right? Okay. Oh, and that the universe has your best interest in mind. I just did a video on that people think that there's this battle going on between light and darkness. Yeah, it's called free will. You know what, and I hear this all the time that, the dark forces are going to battle the good ones and that, you can get attacked and all this stuff. Oh, I'm sure there's some truth to that. But if your free will is to not allow that reality into your experience here, then it won't touch you. And you're in control, so it's not like there's some evil dark force out there that has more power than you. You get to choose if you're going to be fearful of that, which connects to it, or you say, you know what, I'm going to stay in my higher frequency and I'm going to be of service and I'm going to do all the things I can in this lifetime, keep that vibration up, and I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to believe or think about that stuff because you create your own reality through your beliefs, right? So if you focus on the good stuff, which is all you really are, you will create that reality of goodness, of positive things. And anything that comes in that appears to be a little uncomfortable is always for your best interests. Why? It's going to take you to a new place, to a new realization. Sometimes you're like, I didn't realize I was hanging on to that negative stuff, or I didn't realize I was still acting that way or thinking that way. Wow, I didn't realize I was still judging people, until maybe you get in a situation you're like, oops, now I'm in that position. I guess I'm not going to look at poor people as lazy, or whatever it is you might have in your head that you're going, holy cow, I'm still walking around with these ideas and judgments and stuff. And then the universe will send you lessons to show you these are changes that need to be made. This is what you came here for. This is what you want. You're willing this. And so you need to make the changes, and that's part of the game. I know some of you don't like that. Well, what's the big deal? It's fun. If you think of it as a game, you're like, oh, I'm not going to take this so seriously. Everything's going to change. I'm going to go over to the light anyways. So there is light and love, and there's free will. You are allowed to go to dark places. But you're light and love. That's all there is. That's what everything came from. It's just experimenting, experiencing, right? And that's you. But it always has your best interest in mind. Why? Because that's all it is. It's all just beautiful, positive, unconditional love. That's all it is. Loving you enough to allow you to go be a jackass if you want to. But I think you're done doing that. I know I am. All right. I'm not saying you were ever a jackass, but we've all had our moments, haven't we? All right. Coffee time, and then I'm going to go to chapter 15 in your Master Key System. Hopefully you bought the book. And no, I don't get an affiliate marketing fee for that. All right. Part 15 is that everything is intelligent. There are experiments with nature, and of course I've shared experiments with you where coffee or water can be changed according to your thoughts. Real experiments, right? Laws, they demonstrate. Laws operate to our advantage. Now, they gave an example of insects who morph and change according to what's happening around them that gives them the advantage to get food or whatever it is they need. It's like they will actually develop wings in certain circumstances so that they can fly to, get certain things that they need. How is that possible? It's intelligent. Everything's intelligent. It can morph and create. It will always morph toward your advantage, right? These laws operate to our advantage, that all conditions and experiences that come to us are for our benefit. I've talked to you about this. I know it's painful sometimes. You're going, why am I experiencing this? Because you're not getting it. Because you're supposed to get something from that. Everything's of value. Have you become ill? What is it on your body that's ill? Legs, knees, hips, feet, not moving forward. You're not progressing like you should. You need to move forward. You need to break through and start moving forward in your life. Your back hurts. The foundation of everything needs to get back in check. You have to really look at the backbone, literally, of your life. What is it sitting on? What is it based on? Are the values right? Look at everything and think about what in your body that's hurting or has been through trauma is your message, because everything is intelligent. And these things are for your benefit. You need to make some changes in your life so that you can. Now, I told you guys this, if you haven't watched my 1,000 videos that are out there. I had a spontaneous healing in my foot. I had so much pain in my left foot and I didn't know why. I didn't have any clue. I was a runner at the time. I'm back to running again. Running, and I would run in agony. And I thought, finally one day, and I literally, when I got up in the morning and put my foot down, there was pain, and I was all day. But I never mentioned it to anybody. It never stopped me from running or doing anything, because that's me, right? I work through fear and pain. But one day, and so I didn't know all this thing about, the foot is what stops you from going, that's your sign that you need to move forward. You're not moving forward when you need to. That's just before I quit my investment banking. I was right at the precipice of quitting everything and saying, I need to change my life. That's when I took up my internet marketing and decided I needed to change my life and start businesses online so that I could stop working so hard and chasing clients. I knew that was the way to go, and it was time for me to let go of a 25-year, very prestigious career that was just making me miserable, along with my foot. So one night I laid in bed and I said, you know what? And I've talked to you about this, about letting go. I said, I'm just going to probably have to just go get an operation. I'm probably just going to have to go get this fixed. I don't know what it is, but I'm okay with that. And right about that time I was thinking, I'm letting it to the universe because the universe has my best interest in mind, and I know that. And I thought, I'm not gonna make decisions. I don't know where I'm gonna go. I don't know where the universe is gonna take me. And that can be a little scary. No, it can be very scary for even somebody like me. It's like, because we like to know that we're progressing, we're doing good things. We like to, always be productive. So that night I went to bed and I thought, okay, I accept the fact that I'm just going to have to get the operation. And during the night, not making this up, not making it up, look into my eyes. Do I look like I'm lying? Oh, okay, and I was just hair in my eyes. I was in the middle of the night and I started to wake up a little. Something was waking me up just a little bit. And I heard and felt this pop. And it was my foot. There was no pain. And I thought, what is that? And at that moment, now take your big toe and see if you can do this. I can't do this. My big toe was doing this, like somebody was taking their hand and moving it really back and forth like that. Like they were trying it out or something. I can remember thinking, how is my big toe moving back and forth like that? And I was in such a deep sleep. And I was very aware of this movement. Yeah, I woke up and guess what? I didn't even think about it. I just sort of vaguely thought, what the heck was that? I put my foot on the floor. No pain. There has been no pain since that day. And that was 2 years ago. When I quit my job, went after my dreams and got uncomfortable, again, like I always do, and just gave it to the universe. And the universe made a decision and said, okay, she's not holding back anymore. No more message that my body was giving me, that it was time for me to move forward. I was giving everything up to the universe, which made some great decisions and sent me an ad, like a lot of you have seen my ad for internet marketing, sent me an ad that I clicked on, changed my life. I started to act on things and move forward and break through my fear, because the universe always has your best interests in mind. So that there is a video that I just did on this. It should be very close to this one. And it's sort of funny that I decided to do the Master Key System again today, because I haven't done it in a while. And the first thing it says is the universe always has your best interests in mind. So we gain strength in proportion to the effort expended. There's always a balance, right? So we gain strength in proportion to the effort expended. You know I'm a big proponent of taking action. Take action. Meditate, meditate. How do I get things to manifest? Get off your duff. Go get the job, interview, start working out, go on a dating site. What do you need to do to get what you want? The universe will work with you because it's always going to give you the best things in mind, but you have free will, so you have to make the effort. And that's the fun part, that's the journey. And we're always, oh, gotta make the effort, just give me the relationship. No, that's the fun part, getting there. Our happiness is best attained through a conscious cooperation with natural laws. This is why everybody says you're co-manifesting everything. What is it? Co-creating. I don't like to say creating. Well, I don't dislike anything, but I don't use the word creating, co-creating, because I think everything is created. Nothing can be created nor destroyed. So co-manifesting for me is saying that thing you want is already created. You don't have to create it. It already exists. Manifesting means now you're turning that wave, that thought, that desire, into a particle which shows up in this earthly existence. That's all it is. You're just manifesting means it's now going to come into existence in this third, fourth dimension, whatever you're in. Hopefully you're moving into the fourth. We're going to talk about that soon. The laws under which we live are designed solely for our advantage. End of story. Let's close the book and shut off the video. If you don't think so, then you're probably worrying, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, blah, 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 and you're creating it, right? Manifesting it. Manifesting what's already created, because it does exist somewhere. Yeah, it does. I'm blinking stuff in and out right now. I'm getting to the point where stuff just happens like right then. So I'm shifting into different realities by doing that. And you are too, by the way. Probably not what you want, and that's the issue, because you don't think you have that power and you're worrying about stuff when you're actually the one bringing it into manifestation. But the universe is always going to work in your best interest, so it's going to give you those things to show you that you have another choice that you can make. And you can give that up at any point, and you're always in control. So if you're worrying, you're not believing that the universe has your best interests in mind. You're not believing that. You think that it's going to send you down some road where you have to suffer. No, that's your free will. You get to choose that. It's always going to give you the best opportunities. But if you choose to worry, if you choose to disbelieve, then that's okay. It loves you enough to do that. It is the one, the source. All right, these laws are immutable, and we cannot escape from their operation. Oh, you know, do you ever have those days where you're going, this is just a lot of work. I just need to step off the planet for a couple days. Sorry, didn't shut off my microphone. Don't you go, life is exhausting. Can't we just sort of skip all this learning and raising our frequency stuff and just go off on a cloud somewhere? And then you go, okay, well, there's no escape. Suicide isn't an escape. And I'm not depressed. I'm happy. So I wouldn't even think about doing that because I'm grateful for where I am. But, jeez, guess what? You and I chose to be here at this exact time because this is the, what is it? The 75,000 year transition, every 25,000 years, we're in it. We're at the end of it. Oh my God, major stuff happening. I'm going to share some dreams with you in another video too. Woo, I'm getting some major stuff. Major stuff. All right. All the great eternal forces act in solemn silence. Remember I told you that everything around you is powerful beyond your imagination. It is intelligence. It is you. You're not separate from it. And it is silent. It's all intelligent and it flows through everything. There's no separation of anything. There's only individual choice so that we can experience different things. I know. But that silent nothingness around you is powerful beyond your imagination, and you have access to it. You are it. You're not like telling it to do something and it does it. It is you doing it. I know. It's tough. It's tough to grasp this stuff, right? We're human. But it is in our power to place ourselves in harmony with them, those forces. In other words, raising or lowering our frequency, depending on what those forces are. It's up to us to connect to that frequency. We're the same energy, but there are various frequencies, right? This plastic fern is vibrating at a low frequency. It is not thinking. It doesn't have free will or choice. It just is. But there is an energy that flows through this, or else it wouldn't be here. And if it wasn't here, it'd still be an energy. I know. Yeah, okay. It is in our power to place ourselves in harmony with these forces and thus express a life of comparative peace and happiness. You have to be one with what you are. Accept that you are one. You are the highest frequency. You can tap into that at any point and get peace and harmony. It's there every moment. Not tomorrow, I work on it, I'll eventually get there. It's right now. Right now, you can go into that space. And that is the letting go of the control, of worry, of not believing, of thinking you're separate. And it's the separate thinking that stops us from tapping into the oneness that is all power, all peace, all happiness. You're still thinking that and that's why when you parents or somebody or your spouse or whoever says something, you get upset because you think you're separate from them and that energy is hurting this energy when it really can't, because you are everything. You're just experiencing that. And you are that energy that is actually sending negative stuff to you. Isn't that weird? Okay, yeah. I know some of you guys totally get this. We get it, and at the same time, we're still not living it. Still not living it. All right. Difficulties, inharmonies, and obstacles indicate that we are either refusing to give out what we no longer need or refusing to accept what we require. And that means some challenges. And when you accept those along with all the good stuff, it stops being a problem and life opens up to the peace and happiness because you accept what we require. What do we require? We are awakening. We're progressing. There are going to be challenges along the way, and that's what we came here for, because if we sat around eating bonbons, why bother coming down here? We're trying to raise the frequency of this planet. That is our mission. It's your mission. I'm sorry, you're here. That means it's your mission. Growth is attained through an exchange of the old for the new, of the good for the better. Remember I told you, don't fight anything, just make a different choice. It is a conditional or reciprocal action. For each of us is a complete thought entity. We're a complete thought entity, and this completeness makes it possible for us to receive only as we give. So once again, it's so important for us to be total, giving, loving beings, because that is us that we are giving that to. So when we're doing that, we're raising our frequency because we are that. And when you put out negativeness, you are taking your whole frequency down because you're now putting out a negative, lower frequency to the entire collective consciousness. And it affects everything because it's all connected. It's one thing. When I was in a major awakened state, thank goodness, you know, you come out of that a little bit. If you guys experience that, you know that you come down a little bit, because if you stayed there, you seriously would just sit in a room and not talk to anybody. You know, you don't even want to function in the world anymore because you're in such a blissful state. You can't even relate to it. So I was jogging one day, and I was just, of course, you know, practically floating. I was, happy, happy. And all of a sudden, I got this message. And I stopped, and I was over an overpass, and I was like just watching. I thought it was so beautiful. I was watching the traffic and thinking, oh, I'm such a beautiful place, and blah, blah, blah. And the message was, everything is one thing, all happening at the same time as one thing. Not multiple energies happening simultaneously, but one energy all happening at the same time. But there is no time. Everything that ever is or ever will be or ever has been exists and is out there right now and is you. And this experience that we have, and that was the message, this experience that we're having right now is simply us getting to experience being an individual as an individual choice. But we forget that we are the one. So we become selfish and we start to operate as an individual as if we are not connected. And then that became the downfall of the planet. And then selfishness and getting things for me in the material world, and I kept going spiraling down, and was reinforced by the higher ups who had all of this information about how powerful we are, that they don't want to share because it allows them to keep people in these lower thinking, worrying, I'm not all that places. So you knock it off. Would you really seriously stop questioning what you are and how incredible and perfect you are? You are. That's a fact. I'm sorry. It just is. It is. How can you be less than what you came from, are a part of? That would be like, that to me is blasphemous against the one of which you are. You're just dissing yourself. It's tough because we're in this dense planet and we experience things that don't seem so, etheric. We cannot obtain lack. We cannot obtain what we lack if we tenaciously cling to what we have. We cannot obtain what we lack if we tenaciously cling to what we have. That's a tough one. Do you know how many people will not invest in my internet marketing? I had to write a check, man. Invest in myself because I had to progress, I had to learn things, and then it allows me to create my life, to give to other people, and become this completely different person. And that means instead of doing what my dad would have me do, is like save, 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 and have this huge bank account, I had to make a decision and say, am I going to experience life, or am I going to just collect all these things? It's time to purge and give. Give away, sell some things. We are able to consciously control our conditions. I tell you all the time, you always have control. You're always in control. We are able to consciously control our conditions as we come to sense the purpose of what we attract. And are able to, so like I said, you want to know what you're thinking? Look around you. What's happening in your life? You have to sense the purpose of what you attract. And we are able to extract from each experience only what we require for our further growth. Don't make up some big old story. Our ability to do this determines the degree of harmony or happiness we attain. So don't create some big old story and try, am I being punished? Or what am I going to get from this? All right. I need to take care of my body more, or I need to be nicer to people, or I need to be giving, and ooh, that didn't feel good to judge, or I don't like being involved in gossip, and whatever it is you need to do. Extract that, move on. All conditions and experiences that come to us do so for our benefit. All of them. Everything is good for you. Everything. Can you see it that when we start thinking that, actually, everything's going to start changing. Your reality will start to shift because it's going to raise your frequency. It's going to connect to peace and harmony. It's going to bring all those beautiful things to you, but you're not going to be hung up on it. You don't need them to be happy anymore. Difficulties and obstacles will continue to come until we absorb their wisdom and gather from them the essentials of further growth. That we reap what we sow is mathematically exact. We gain permanent strength exactly to the extent of the effort required to overcome difficulties. Don't try to escape all this stuff. See the value. Where am I right now? How am I feeling? Okay, what can I do to better this situation? How can I change my thinking? By making a better choice, not fighting what is, and accepting the universe always has my best interest in mind. So here's the Master Key System, backing up my last video. By the way, I didn't know I was going to read that. It's sort of like, wow, not a coincidence. Trying to get this message to you. Everything's for your good. If you're not seeing it that way, then you're seeing that there's evil or something out of your control or out of your power when it's all you, all of it. And everything's balanced. The universe is not a chaotic place. It is all intelligent, all powerful, all knowing. You are, and I'll get back to that in another episode because I know you have other things to do. You are whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Thank you for the miracles and blessings that you're sending my friend, who, by the way, is the one creating those. Namaste.